Hey everybody, this is Audible here, and this time reviewing Transformers movie Bonecrusher. Yep, I'm finally reviewing Bonecrusher. Bonecrusher, as I think everyone knows by now, hates everything. He hates the Autobots, he hates the Decepticons, he hates the Allspark, he hates Michael Bay, he even hates you. So yeah. Bonecrusher first shows up very late in the movie, which he really hates, where Bonecrusher just is on the freeway to Mission City, and then next thing you know, he transforms and rams right through a bus, because he really hates buses. And then he went after Prime, because he really hates Prime. And after the very awesome fight scene, Optimus drew out his sword and then sliced Bonecrusher's head off. And Bonecrusher hates Prime's sword. We would pretty much assume Bonecrusher's dead, but Bonecrusher hates being dead, so he came back online, moved to the rainforest, and because he hated the rainforest so much, he just started to destroy everything in the rainforest. Now you know, and knowing's half the battle. So yeah, I don't know if Jungle Bonecrusher would affect something for Revenge of the Fallen, I don't know. Okay, so on to the toy. As you can tell, Bonecrusher is a minesweeper, and he hates minesweepers because they have to sweep mines. I mean, the chance of him getting blown up, especially ironically, it could be done by landmine, for all we know. Bonecrusher has this huge, giant plow, which I like to dub the Fork of Death, and just likes to push everyone aside, and yeah, they just go flying. Bonecrusher has very sparkly blue windows, and Bonecrusher hates that. One of his wheels don't seem to roll as well, but it's okay. This Bonecrusher's toy was actually demonstrated on CNN after the 2007 film, just to demonstrate how the minesweepers work. And Bonecrusher hated being on CNN. An interesting fact is Bonecrusher, both regular and Jungle Bonecrusher, have been huge shell formers. In fact, they've even the Takara version warmed the shells in Germany at one point, believe it or not, which is pretty rare because that's a Hasbro territory, not a Takara. Anyway, there's not much really else for Bonecrusher, other than this little bulldog thing here. Okay, to start the transformation, the first thing you have to do is you flip out these little doors, and Bonecrusher hates that. Then you have to pull this down. Bonecrusher hates that. It feels very accurate into the film. It splits open like so. Bonecrusher hates that. He looks like he's just being lazy and just gliding on the floor or something. Then you kind of take out the head. Then afterwards you just fold the legs down. Bonecrusher hates that a lot, finds it uncomfortable. Then you just rotate 90 degrees. Bonecrusher hates 90 degrees the most. Then you straighten out the arms like so. Bonecrusher hates that. And then you just flip out the hands. Then you try to split it open. Sometimes doesn't want to do that, and Bonecrusher does hate that, believe it or not. Okay, there we go. Bonecrusher finally gets the forks done properly, and he still hates that anyway. You rotate that 90 degrees again. Bonecrusher hates 90 degrees, and there you got Bonecrusher in robot mode. Okay, the first thing I want to say is Bonecrusher is very short, and he hates that. He's often ridiculed by like barricade and blackout for him being very diminutive and puny. But don't underestimate his skills as a fighter. He's got really huge hands, and Bonecrusher hates that. It makes him feel uncomfortable, but he can do really cool poses like this. Like, he can look like he's just gliding in the air using the hands. Looks really great. Bonecrusher really hates his head. Bonecrusher has a really weird head sculpt. It looks like he's just had too much lemon, and now he's just a sourpuss. And Bonecrusher hates lemons. They're too sour, I'm telling you. Bonecrusher has no weapons, and Bonecrusher hates that a lot. So he has his forks of death as weapons, and he hates his forks, because the forks don't grab on them much. So, yeah, Bonecrusher hates that also, but at least Bonecrusher's got his dining. At least he knows what he's going to be eating with tonight. And although Bonecrusher does hate eating, though. Bonecrusher is a great toy, and he hates to admit it, but that's true. Bonecrusher, despite him being very small and the lack of weapons, Bonecrusher is a very good toy to have. Bonecrusher, as the one thing Bonecrusher does not hate is feeling appreciated. Considering his toy was a shelf warmer. Bonecrusher loves to be appreciated, and if you ever see him or his jungle repaint, Bonecrusher would love you to take him home. So this is Audible with Movie Bonecrusher signing out.